Hey, welcome everybody to Business Inspiration. And we are excited to be able to interview Greg Jameson of Web Stores. So, welcome, Greg. We're so glad you're here. And how are you doing? How's business? What's going on with you and your family?
Uh, First of all, thanks, Dana, for having me here today. This is going to be fun. Uh, really appreciate the opportunity to be here on this live stream with you. And things are actually pretty good right now. You know, a lot of people I know have struggled for the last number of months, and I am just incredibly grateful. We've got, you were talking off air here about how you have air quality issues where you are with the smoke and whatnot. We've got clean air. I live out in the country, haven't had to deal with all of the things that are going on in the world, and life is good.
Super, super. That is fabulous. That's great. That's great. Uh, how do you, we've this COVID situation's been going on for quite some time now, and I call it the honeymoon period. When we had, it was the first 2 months, and we're like, oh, it'll be over with any minute now. We'll be back to normal. Now that we're not back to normal, and I call it the new reality, how do you see businesses moving forward now that this is sort of going to be a longer term situation? What do you see us being up to?
Yeah, I really think that that's absolutely the case. This is going to be a long-term situation, and people that are not realizing that still, I don't know what planet they're living on, but clearly things have changed over even just over the last week or two here, to where it's like, yeah, we're in this for the long haul, and I don't see us coming out of it anytime soon. I know that, the experts in the field have predicted that it may be 2022 before we see any semblance of normal again, which means exactly what you said. This is the new reality, which means that businesses that, businesses that didn't adapt right up front and start taking their business virtually and so forth, a lot of them obviously have suffered greatly, and many have even gone out of business, shut their doors. Other ones, it seems like they kind of thought, okay, well, I'm going to try to start doing some things virtually, but I really want to get back to the way things were. And the way things were, that's not going to be a reality for most of us here for a long time. So I think that if you haven't already shifted to doing your work online, you better get going, because you got another year or so of this before there is any semblance of the way it used to be.
Right, right. I think so too. I think so too. And it's not so bad. I mean, we're talking. I feel connected to you. I feel like we have a good conversation going. I'm an extrovert, and so I do miss that gathering of people and that energy. But I go to meetings on a regular basis on Zoom, and it's okay. We're carrying on, and it's fun. So it's okay. It's all right. Uh,
Yeah, the hardest part, I think, for most people is, you said you're an extrovert. I tend to be more introverted, but the thing that I still miss, so I think everybody does, is just being able to shake somebody's hand, give them a hug.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. I met somebody yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, hi, my name is Dana," and my hand just instantly, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And the poor guy was like, "No, no, it's okay, no worries. I feel like that too." It was a funny and awkward moment, but luckily, he understood, so that was good. So now that we know this is sort of where we are, what can we as entrepreneurs, business owners, what can we do right now to hop in and move forward? What do you say?
As we said, the big thing is that our life right now, as we know it, is to be virtual. We need to be doing things online. And as a result of that, there are basically, what we need to do is we need to expand our network. We need to work with the network that we've got. And for many people, that means, okay, I'm going to go on social media. And that's fine. That's a good way to get started. But the problem with social media, as we know, is that one, they kind of control what's going on. You don't have control over any of the social media platforms. And if at any point in time they say, we don't like what you're saying, or we're going to go do something different, they can shut you down. So you need your own network, not just what's happening on social media. Essentially what that means is that you need to get people's email addresses, or you need to get people's cell phone numbers. Those are really the two ways of growing a list. If you're relying strictly on your website to do it, that's fine. Like I said, you probably want to use social media as a way to reach out and expand that. But the big thing is you want to grow your list. And so I think that really what people need to be thinking about here for the entire next year is, how can I grow my list, whether that be your email list or your cell phone list?
Right. And so what can we do as small businesses, entrepreneurs, to be more visible? And this is, we're still uncertain right now. So what do we do? What do we do to make that difference?
Okay, so the big thing that, let's start back at the beginning. The big thing that people need to do is to really define who their ideal customer is. And once somebody knows who their ideal customer is, and I mean, you need to know everything about that person, so that when you start to put out any kind of an offer, the offer is very specific to that person. Let's say that you and let's say I'm trying to sell you something, and I know that you're a Toastmaster. That's just one thing. Maybe my ideal customer is Toastmasters that live in Cheyenne. That's a pretty good start. Maybe even better yet, it's female Toastmasters who live in Cheyenne. So now I know that's my ideal customer, and I can create what we call a bribe, an ethical bribe. In the industry, people refer to it as a lead magnet. I can create some kind of a lead magnet that is very specific, that I know is going to really make female Toastmasters in Cheyenne go, I want that, I'm ready to opt in. And as a result of that, you put up a form on your website, you put up signage, you put posts out on social media, you put things on your business cards, in your email signatures, whatever, saying something like, if you would like my special offer, click here. And as a result of that, people can then opt into your list. And that's really the way to start growing your list. Specifically, maybe if you're doing things to try to get people's cell phone numbers, then you want to do some kind of text message marketing. You might hear this referred to as SMS marketing. SMS is the simple messaging system that is used. And then you would say something, like text Toastmasters to this phone number to get this special offer. So it starts with knowing who your customer is, then creating an offer specifically for that customer. And then whether you are getting people to opt into an email list by filling something out on their website, or opting into a text message list by texting a keyword to a phone number, that's really how you start to grow your list.
Wow. Wow. So, I mean, that's crazy time. I would have never thought, until you and I spoke originally, that text messaging could even be done. So how do you get people's cell phone numbers? And Yate, I have your phone number. Is it legal for me to use it to market? Help me with that.
Okay, so yeah, so like I said, what we do is we create a keyword here that they're going to text to your phone number. And you tell people right up front, when you text this keyword, you are opting into my list. And as a result of that, it's legal for you to send them text messages until they type stop and opt out of your list, just like you can unsubscribe from an email list. By texting that keyword to get this special offer to female Toastmasters in Cheyenne, you're now on my list. On the other hand, if what you do is you grab a bunch of business cards, or you have in your database from however you have collected phone numbers, and you decide you're just going to start blasting out text messages to people who have not opted into your list, then that's essentially the same problem as sending emails to people that haven't opted into your list. And that can get you shut down. You don't want to do that.
Right. So it's okay for a business owner, for instance, let's say I go to a chamber lunch back in the day when we could go to a chamber lunch, and I sit around the table with people, we're networking and connecting, and I get some business cards. If I send out an individual personal email, that's not spamming.
Correct.
But if I slam them onto my list and start, hey, there's an offer, hey, there's a class, hey, this is what I'm doing, that is what spam is. Same thing with the text message.
Exactly the same thing. And what you can do is, you meet somebody, you like I said, go to a chamber luncheon or whatever, you find somebody, and they put on their business card what their cell phone number is. Absolutely, you can send them an individual text message and say, if you want to, by the way, I have a special offer here for you. If you would like to join my text message list, text VIP to this phone number, and I'll get you signed up.
Great. Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense. And I always feel like texting is personal. Are people, or is that just where we are today? Is that where we are? Is texting is the same as an email? Is the same as a phone call? How do people get really turned off, or is it really accepted now?
It's a really good question, actually. What I think happened is that for years, people saw email as being very personal. And when people started spamming your email box, it was like, wait a minute, this is my space. This is my personal email, and you're sending me stuff I don't want. And people got offended by it. Over the years, people have kind of started to be a little more lax about that. I think I'm like, yeah, here's another marketing message, and they just hit delete, delete, delete. And email is no longer seen as personal as it was, I think, 10 years ago. That's probably where we are right now with text messaging. Is when I get a text message, to me, that is personal because I don't get nearly as many text messages as I do emails. And the incredible thing is, and why it's such a good marketing tool right now, is that the open rate on emails industry-wide tends to be about 22%. So you send out 100 emails, 22 people are going to open the emails. The other people are all going to hit the delete key without even looking at it. With text messaging, 98% of text messages are opened and read, and usually within the first 3 minutes of getting it. That's phenomenal compared to email. So if you're really trying to get in front of people, text messaging is a great way to go right now. And like you said, it feels personal, and it is, which is why you have to be fairly careful and make sure that people have in fact opted into your list, and that you aren't, even if people have opted into your list, you're not spamming your own list by sending them out a bunch of stuff they don't want. I was talking to some people yesterday that were saying that they actually looked forward to getting text messages from certain businesses because they always have great coupons, and that they really like using those coupons. So that's a good thing. And
well,
Sure,
It's the
but
same
it's,
thing as sending an
yeah,
email, though. If you're sending an email that's just junk, that's spam. I don't want it. But if you're sending an email with content, with something I can use, something that's important to me, I want to hear from you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was actually in my mastermind yesterday, and one of the people in my mastermind posed this question of what email lists are you really on where you look forward to getting those emails and you open them up all the time? And we all sat around and started thinking about it. And the guy that posed this question said, the only one that I really look forward to getting is Greg's. And I was like, all right, I'm doing something right.
Wow, that is pretty nice. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's exciting though. So clear. I mean, you're giving good content, and people are. It's something useful to them, and that's what I think all of us need to remember. Is it's not just buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. It's we need to offer value to them, and I hope
Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
I hope that people take that to heart when they think about what do you want coming into your email or text now. So, and I want some value. I don't want just buy my stuff, and not too many of them. You know, I do have one particular company that I like their product, and when I want it, I buy it. But I get an email sometimes two a day, and I think I don't want two a day. You know, I just want to hear from you once in a while.
Yeah, and I think text messaging is even more so. If you started getting 2 text messages a day from a business, you would be unsubscribing in a hurry.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm in a group where we text message when something's happening. We text message if something's changed, but otherwise we all know this is when we're meeting. We all know how we're going to meet. So why would I send a text message? Oh, by the way, it's been canceled or the time's been changed. Okay, then I want to see it. So I think if it's something important and timely, again, of value, I I kind of like that. I like it a lot. So when let's say right now, uh, I don't have I have more emails than I have cell phones. So how do I kind of try to convert some of those email people over to text people? Is there a strategy, a plan for that?
There's the big thing is that if you set up an email messaging service, which we can talk about exactly what's entailed in doing that if you want. But if you set that up, then you create a keyword, like we talked about VIP or Toastmasters or whatever it might be. You create this keyword that they're going to send to the text messaging phone number. And that text messaging phone number can be either a short number where you are on that number with a whole bunch of people. And so you're limited in terms of a keyword. You can't have 20 people all using the keyword VIP if they're texting it to a short number. But if you have your own number, then you can come up with as many keywords as you want. But let's say that you want to use this keyword VIP, text VIP to join my VIP list. Then what you want to do is you want to market that keyword absolutely everywhere. You want to send it to your email list. You want to put it on your email signature line. You want to put it into social media. If you're doing print ads, you want to have your print ad, rather than saying, say 15% by using this coupon, try, to get a 15% off coupon, text VIP to this phone number. And that gives them the coupon. That's how you're starting to build your list. If you have a physical place of business and you're still open, imagine having a little sign right next to your cash register that says, take 15% off of today's order by joining our VIP club. Text VIP to this thing. Well, if I'm at the cash register and I see that, I'm like, yeah, I want 15% off. And you sit there and you text that thing, you show your phone to the cashier and they take 15% off. They've now got your cell phone number. You joined their list. They're happy. You're happy. And That's essentially what you want to do is whenever
I
you're in front of a customer is tell them about your lead magnet.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Greg, this is such great stuff. Um, I mean, I'm kind of excited about this. When we first started talking about, oh yeah, how do you use text messaging to market, and I was thinking, oh, this is not going to go well. I'm not sure how this is, but I think if any of our viewers are thinking this is pretty exciting, because I am very excited about this. Uh, so people can get a hold of you and ask you questions, talk to you. You're super easy to talk to. That's one thing that I really enjoy about you, and you have great knowledge, and so I know our viewers, if I can get my computer to work correctly, I know they want to get a hold of you. So these are your two websites and a phone number. And can we text this phone number?
That is not my texting phone number. That's actually
Okay.
my office number. It's a landline.
Okay. I had
But
to ask that question. I'm sorry.
no, it's good. So I do have a text-only phone number,
Okay.
and it is 303-529-8804. That's a text-only phone number.
Okay.
And if somebody, you can text whatever you want to it. But if you text the keyword 30 days, the number 30 days to 303-529-8804, then I'm going to give anybody that's watching this video or listening to this 30 days free of our text messaging software. That includes a keyword, includes your own phone number, and we'll get you completely set up so that you can start collecting people's cell phone numbers, and you can even send out bulk text messages to everybody on that list. After 30 days, if it works for you, then we can keep working together. If it doesn't, you can take your list of cell phone numbers and do whatever you want to with them.
Great. Wow. Thank you so much. So what we'll do, everybody, A, you can always rewind this. B, it's recorded, and I'll be putting it up on YouTube and reposting the video. And also, I'll put it in the text of my post so that you can see that. So you can text 303-529-8804 and text 30 days, and you will get 30-day free software on how to be text message marketing. Greg, thank you so much. That's really exciting. And if anybody has more questions for Greg, here's his information. So be sure you reach out to Greg. Like I said before, great information. He does more things than just texting. So you find out more about Greg and what he does. This is my information here. So if I can be of any service to you, help you out in any way, answer any questions, if you want to be interviewed, you have something that you feel like you want to share with folks, just reach out to me, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. And Greg, I really, really appreciate this information. I'm excited. I hope the viewers are excited. So we're about to wrap up. Do you have just one little nugget you want to throw out to us that you haven't mentioned? Anything interesting?
I think the single biggest thing is that, as we talked about early on, we are living in a new time with the whole COVID situation, and it's not going to go away. So what you need to do is you really need to think, not how can I get past this, but rather how can I thrive as a result of the situation that I'm in. And you need to be doing things on a regular basis, positive things that are moving your business forward. Don't just be sitting there going, oh, I wish it was this way again, because it's not going to be for a while. Instead, say, here's some positive things that I can be doing that actually are better because of this. I know that, you asked me how things were going early on in this interview, and things have been going great for my business during this time. because I was already prepared, and I've helped a lot of other people, I think, kind of come through that. So that's the biggest thing is let's do positive things to move our business forward and not just be thinking, oh, I wish it was the way it used to be.
Right, right. Think positive because, COVID has been bad. Straight out, anybody who's been affected by it, God bless you, and my heart goes out to you. And there have been some positive things about it. Connecting via Zoom with people that, I wouldn't have thought of connecting with. Being able to reach out to people on a regular basis virtually has been unbelievable. It's been so wonderful, and doing business this way. And again, I miss getting on an airplane, flying someplace, and interacting with a bunch of people. But certainly, I can talk to people without driving to Denver, sitting in DIA, getting on an airplane, flying someplace. It saves time, money. So there is positive in everything. And if we bring that forward, like you say, Greg, be positive, do positive, and only good thing is going to be coming back to you, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great. Greg, you've just been fabulous. I really appreciate you being here. And I'm just real quick, I want to share your information just one more time so people can, see it and don't have to rewind anything. So Greg Jameson, Web Stores Limited. Here's how you get a hold of him if you want to ask questions, not just about texting, but other marketing ideas, other marketing systems. He knows a bunch of stuff about a bunch of stuff. So you want to get a hold of him. And Greg, thank you so much. We're going to call it a day. So we'll see everybody next Tuesday on Business Information. Thank you, Greg, one more time. And we appreciate you, and have a great day.
Thanks, Dana. You too.
All right. Thanks, everybody.